Did you know that 7-year-old Princess Charlotte has been described as having the same shy yet fun personality as her grandmother, Princess Diana?
The United Kingdom hasn't had a coronation in 70 years, not since Queen Elizabeth II's ceremony back in 1953.
The coronation of King Charles III was meant to be a day of royal unity and tradition, but an unexpected drama involving Princess Charlotte stole the spotlight. After Queen Camilla scolded Catherine, Princess of Wales, tension rippled through Westminster Abbey. Charlotte's poised response, including her whispered defiance, "I'll do it, but not for her," sent shockwaves across the royal family and amazed the world. This bold moment from the 8-year-old princess has reshaped the coronation's legacy forever. The coronation of King Charles III, a historic event. The coronation of King Charles III on May 6, 2023, was an event of immense historical significance. Held at Westminster Abbey, it was the first British coronation in 70 years, following the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The ceremony blended centuries-old traditions with modern sensibilities, presenting a vision of continuity and adaptation for the British monarchy in a changing world. The grandeur of the event was unmistakable. Westminster Abbey, with its towering arches and golden regalia, echoed with the hymns of a full choir. Dignitaries and representatives from across the globe gathered under its historic roof, a testament to the monarchy's enduring influence. Outside, the streets of London were filled with jubilant crowds, waving flags and cheering as the royal procession passed by in a dazzling display of pomp and ceremony. At the heart of the event was King Charles III, finally ascending to the throne after decades as the heir apparent. His coronation was not merely a ceremonial moment, but a symbol of a new chapter for the monarchy. Alongside him, Queen Camilla took on her role as Queen Consort, marking her own journey of public acceptance and integration into royal life. The Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine, played a prominent role in the day's proceedings, accompanied by their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Each child contributed to the ceremony, with Prince George serving as one of the King's pages of honor, Princess Charlotte captivating onlookers with her grace, and young Prince Louis charming the public with his youthful energy. Their presence underscored the monarchy's future and its next generation of leaders. However, beneath the carefully curated image of unity and tradition, subtle tensions simmered. Queen Camilla's rise to prominence brought with it challenges, particularly in her relationships with other senior royals, including Catherine, Princess of Wales. Observers noted strained interactions and fleeting glances, hinting at underlying complexities within the royal family. Despite the grandeur, the coronation revealed both the strength and fragility of the monarchy. It was a day of celebration, history, and spectacle, but also a glimpse into the evolving dynamics of a family under intense public scrutiny. As King Charles III begins his reign, the coronation stands as a defining moment for the monarchy, one that reflects its enduring traditions while grappling with the demands of a modern world. Camilla's role as Queen Consort. Camilla's journey to becoming Queen Consort has been anything but conventional. Once a polarizing figure in the public eye, her role within the royal family has evolved significantly over the years. From being at the center of public scrutiny during her relationship with King Charles III, to rising as a respected figure in the monarchy, her path has been marked by challenges, resilience, and gradual acceptance. Camilla officially assumed the title of Queen Consort during the coronation of King Charles III on May 6, 2023. The event, held at Westminster Abbey, was steeped in history and tradition, but Camilla's role was a constant focus. For decades, she had been seen as a divisive figure, her association with Charles casting a long shadow over her public image. Yet, through years of service to the crown, she worked tirelessly to build a more favorable reputation, gaining respect as a dedicated and supportive partner to the king. Despite these efforts, Camilla's rise to Queen Consort has not been without challenges. The shadow of Princess Diana continues to loom over public perceptions of Camilla. Diana, often referred to as the People's Princess, remains a beloved figure, and her tragic story is inextricably tied to Camilla's. This history has made it difficult for some to fully embrace Camilla's elevated role within the monarchy. Her relationships with other senior royals have also been a source of tension. Notably, her dynamic with Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has drawn public and media attention. At the coronation, subtle moments of strain between the two women were observed, hinting at underlying tensions. Reports of fleeting glances and distant interactions suggested that their relationship may still be evolving as Camilla adjusts to her expanded role. Camilla's position as a step-grandmother to the children of William and Catherine further complicates these dynamics. While she has shared moments with the younger royals, such relationships lack the closeness typically seen with biological grandparents. This distance became apparent during the coronation, where interactions between Camilla, Catherine, and Princess Charlotte seemed formal and restrained. As queen consort, Camilla faces the challenge of balancing tradition with her modern role in the royal family. Her journey highlights the complexities of integrating into a centuries-old institution while attempting to carve out her place within it. Moving forward, her ability to navigate these relationships and win the trust of both the public and her family will shape her legacy as queen consort. Underlying tensions within the royal family. The British royal family has long been a symbol of tradition and unity, but beneath the surface, there are complex dynamics that occasionally come to light. The coronation of King Charles III on May 6, 2023, was intended to be a moment of celebration and continuity, but instead revealed simmering tensions within the monarchy. These underlying conflicts, especially those involving Queen Camilla, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and even Princess Charlotte, highlighted the intricate relationships that shape the royal household. One of the most notable sources of tension has been the rise of Camilla to the role of queen consort. Her journey to this position has been marked by public skepticism and internal challenges. The shadow of Princess Diana looms large over the monarchy, with many still viewing Camilla as a divisive figure. Despite years of public service and efforts to earn her place, her interactions with other senior royals, particularly Catherine, have often appeared strained. This tension was on full display during the coronation. Observers noted fleeting but telling moments between Camilla and Catherine that hinted at unresolved friction. Subtle glances, distant smiles, and terse exchanges suggested that their relationship remains complicated. As the wife of Prince William and future queen consort, Catherine has long been seen as a key figure in the monarchy's future. However, Camilla's elevated status has seemingly shifted the balance of power, creating an unspoken rivalry between the two women. The coronation also brought Princess Charlotte into the spotlight in an unexpected way. During the ceremony, Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine, directing her to manage Charlotte's behavior. While this might have appeared minor, it carried significant weight given the context of the event and the relationships involved. Catherine's composed response and Charlotte's poised reaction only amplified the moment, turning it into a topic of widespread discussion. Charlotte's refusal to acknowledge Camilla during a ceremonial bow later in the event added another layer of intrigue, with many interpreting it as a quiet act of defiance. These incidents shed light on deeper dynamics within the royal family. Camilla's rise to prominence has not been universally embraced, and her attempts to assert authority have occasionally clashed with the roles of other key members, like Catherine. Meanwhile, younger royals like Charlotte are beginning to emerge as influential figures, challenging traditional expectations. The incident between Camilla and Catherine, the coronation of King Charles III, was expected to be a day of celebration, tradition, and unity for the British monarchy. However, the event took an unexpected turn when tensions between Queen Camilla and Catherine, Princess of Wales, came to light in a moment that left onlookers stunned. What appeared to be a brief exchange during the ceremony revealed the complexities of their dynamic and sent ripples through the royal family's carefully curated image of harmony. As the grand ceremony unfolded in Westminster Abbey, with golden regalia glittering and hymns resounding through the historic venue, subtle tensions between Camilla and Catherine became apparent. Observers noted fleeting glances and visible distance between the two women, hinting at unresolved friction. However, the tension reached its peak during a pivotal moment when Camilla allegedly turned toward Catherine and, in a firm tone, directed her to take her, referring to Princess Charlotte. The incident, though subtle, carried significant weight. Camilla's gesture and tone suggested an assertion of authority, one that seemed to clash with Catherine's role as a mother and future queen. For those familiar with the intricate relationships within the royal family, it was more than a simple reprimand. It was a power dynamic playing out in real time, under the watchful eyes of the world. Catherine's response was characteristically composed. She nodded subtly to acknowledge Camilla's words and gently redirected Charlotte's attention without losing her poise. Yet, close observers noted a flicker of tension in her expression, a rare and telling moment from the usually unflappable Princess of Wales. It was clear that, while Catherine maintained her grace, the exchange had strained the atmosphere. This was not the first time tension between the two women had surfaced. Past incidents, such as one during Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, painted a picture of a complicated relationship. On that occasion, Camilla had reportedly scolded Catherine over Charlotte's behavior, further underscoring the delicate balance of authority within the royal household. The coronation incident, however, stood out for its timing and context. Camilla, newly crowned as queen consort, appeared confident in her role yet seemed to overstep in asserting her position. The moment highlighted the evolving power dynamics within the family, with Catherine quietly holding her ground and protecting her daughter's confidence. Though the coronation celebrated King Charles III's ascension, this brief but significant interaction between Camilla and Catherine became a defining moment of the day, one that left the world speculating about the true nature of the relationships within the royal family. Princess Charlotte's poised defiance. The coronation of King Charles III was intended to be a grand celebration of royal tradition, but it was Princess Charlotte, at just 8 years old, who stole the spotlight with her remarkable composure and quiet defiance. Amidst the splendor of Westminster Abbey and the carefully curated image of unity within the royal family, Charlotte's actions revealed a maturity far beyond her years, leaving a lasting impression on everyone watching. The drama began during a tense moment when Queen Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine, Princess of Wales, directing her to take her, referring to Princess Charlotte. Though brief, the exchange carried significant weight. Camilla's tone and body language suggested an assertion of authority, and it was clear that tensions between the queen consort and Catherine had come to the surface. However, it was Charlotte's reaction that turned the moment into a defining narrative of the day. Rather than shrinking under the intense public scrutiny, Charlotte displayed extraordinary grace. She straightened in her seat, glanced at her mother for reassurance, and faced forward with calm determination. Her composed demeanor radiated confidence, a testament to her upbringing under Prince William and Catherine, who prioritize emotional intelligence and individuality within the constraints of royal protocol. The defining moment came during the ceremonial bow to King Charles. As the royal family rose to show their respect, Charlotte hesitated. According to lip readers, she whispered to her mother, "I'll do it, but not for her," referring to Camilla. Charlotte then performed a perfect bow to her grandfather, King Charles, but conspicuously refrained from acknowledging Camilla. This subtle yet deliberate act sent shockwaves through Westminster Abbey and beyond. Charlotte's poised defiance was viewed as a statement of individuality and strength, especially given the context of the earlier scolding. Some saw it as an 8-year-old asserting herself within a family burdened by tradition and hierarchy, while others interpreted it as a reflection of the underlying tensions between Camilla and Catherine. Either way, Charlotte's actions resonated deeply, shifting the narrative of the coronation from one of unity to one of evolving family dynamics. The response from the royal family was telling. Catherine supported her daughter by placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder, signaling silent approval. Prince William appeared momentarily surprised, but quickly regained his composure. Camilla, however, was visibly unsettled, her confident demeanor faltering as the weight of the moment sank in. Charlotte's emerging role in the monarchy. Princess Charlotte, the second child of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, is beginning to carve out her own place within the British monarchy. At just 8 years old, she has already captured the hearts of the public with her charm, grace, and most recently, her poised defiance during King Charles III's coronation. As she grows, it is clear that Charlotte is stepping into a role that could shape the future of the royal family in unexpected ways. From a young age, Charlotte has been in the spotlight, often accompanying her parents to various events and engagements. Each appearance showcases her natural poise, whether she is waving to crowds or sharing a tender moment with her brother, Prince George, or younger brother, Prince Louis. Her relatable demeanor has made her a favorite among the public, allowing her to connect with people in a way that feels genuine and refreshing. The coronation was a pivotal moment for Charlotte, highlighting her emerging role within the royal family. During the ceremony, she demonstrated remarkable composure amid the grandeur and pressure of such a significant event. When Queen Camilla scolded Catherine and directed her to manage Charlotte, the young princess responded with grace, whispering to her mother, "I'll do it, but not for her," before bowing only to King Charles. This subtle act of defiance not only showcased her awareness of family dynamics, but also hinted at her developing sense of identity. Charlotte's actions during the coronation have ignited discussions about her potential influence within the monarchy. Unlike previous generations, where the expectations of royal children were often rigid and formal, Charlotte appears to embody a new wave of royal youth, one that embraces individuality and self-expression. Her willingness to assert herself, even in small ways, suggests that she may grow into a figure who balances tradition with modern values. As she matures, Charlotte is likely to take on more public duties and responsibilities. The royal family has historically relied on its younger members to engage with the public, and Charlotte's natural charisma and relatability position her well for this role. She could become a bridge between the monarchy and the younger generation, helping to modernize the image of the royal family while maintaining its rich traditions. Moreover, with her parents emphasizing the importance of emotional intelligence and personal strength, Charlotte is being raised to understand the complexities of royal life. This foundation will help her navigate the pressures that come with being a member of the royal family, while allowing her to develop her unique voice within it. Public and media reactions to Charlotte's gesture. During the coronation of King Charles III, Princess Charlotte's subtle yet powerful actions became a defining moment that captivated the public and the media alike. What began as a formal, grand ceremony quickly turned into a spectacle of royal dynamics when Charlotte, at just 8 years old, made an unspoken yet deliberate statement that overshadowed even the grandeur of the event. Her poised defiance after Queen Camilla's scolding of Catherine, the Princess of Wales, left the world talking. The incident unfolded when Queen Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine, directing her to take her in reference to Princess Charlotte. While Catherine's calm and composed response diffused the moment, it was Charlotte's reaction that truly stole the show. Observers noted that Charlotte, unshaken by the tension, straightened in her seat, adjusted her posture, and locked eyes with Camilla, exuding an air of quiet confidence. Later, during the ceremonial bow to King Charles, Charlotte whispered to her mother, "I'll do it, but not for her," before bowing gracefully to the king while deliberately omitting Queen Camilla. This small yet deliberate gesture sent ripples through Westminster Abbey and beyond. The media, quick to analyze every detail, framed the act as a bold statement from the young princess. Headlines called it Charlotte's royal bombshell, with journalists and commentators dissecting her composure and the implications of her actions. A senior diplomat present at the event described it as the quietest yet loudest statement they had ever seen. Royal historians praised her awareness and poise, calling it extraordinary for someone so young. Public reaction was equally divided. Many lauded Charlotte's grace and individuality, interpreting her actions as a reflection of her upbringing. Supporters of the Princess of Wales saw the moment as evidence of the strong, modern parenting style of Catherine and Prince William, who have emphasized emotional intelligence and independence in their children. For these admirers, Charlotte's defiance symbolized the future of the monarchy, a movement toward authenticity and individuality, even within the constraints of royal tradition. However, critics saw the gesture as a potential reflection of deeper fractures within the royal household. Some questioned whether Charlotte's actions hinted at increasing tensions between Queen Camilla and the younger generation of royals, particularly Catherine and her children. Others debated whether the gesture was appropriate, considering the importance of unity during such a historic event. Catherine's quiet protest. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has long been admired for her grace and poise, but her quiet resilience truly shone during the coronation of King Charles III. Amidst the grandeur of the event, which was filled with centuries-old traditions and expectations, Catherine faced a moment of tension that tested her strength and composure. Her response to the unfolding drama showcased not only her character but also her dedication to her family and the monarchy. As the ceremony progressed in Westminster Abbey, a brief but significant incident occurred between Queen Camilla and Catherine. During the proceedings, Queen Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine, directing her to manage Princess Charlotte's behavior. This moment was not just a minor exchange. It highlighted the underlying tensions within the royal family, and placed Catherine in a challenging position. With the eyes of the world upon her, she had to navigate both her role as a mother and as a member of the royal family while maintaining her dignity. Catherine's response was remarkable. Rather than showing any signs of distress or frustration, she remained composed. In the face of Camilla's directive, she calmly acknowledged her mother-in-law's words and redirected Charlotte's attention with a gentle touch. This poised reaction demonstrated her ability to handle pressure gracefully, reinforcing her image as a stabilizing force within the royal family. Even in a moment that could have easily spiraled into public drama, Catherine maintained her cool, embodying the very essence of resilience. Throughout her time in the royal spotlight, Catherine has faced her share of scrutiny and challenges. From navigating public opinion to balancing her royal duties with motherhood, she has shown an impressive ability to adapt and persevere. Her quiet strength has often been overshadowed by the more dramatic moments in royal life, yet it is this resilience that has solidified her role as a beloved figure in the monarchy. Moreover, Catherine's ability to support her children, particularly in the wake of Charlotte's bold gesture during the coronation, speaks volumes about her character. she provides a strong emotional foundation for her family, instilling values of kindness, respect, and individuality in her children. By prioritizing their well-being and encouraging their self-expression, Catherine is shaping a new generation of royals who are confident and aware of their positions. Camilla's authority. Questioned. Queen Camilla's rise to prominence as Queen Consort during the coronation of King Charles III marked a significant moment in the history of the British monarchy. However, her authority was unexpectedly challenged during the event in a way that sparked widespread discussion and scrutiny. The incident not only highlighted her complex relationships within the royal family, but also raised questions about her position in a modern monarchy. The coronation ceremony, a grand spectacle filled with tradition and pageantry, was meant to be a time of celebration for the royal family. Yet, when Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine, Princess of Wales, during the proceedings, it revealed underlying tensions that had been brewing within the family for some time. Camilla's directive to Catherine to take her, referring to Princess Charlotte, was seen by many as an overstep, especially given the public nature of the setting. This moment captured the attention of the media and the public, leading to intense scrutiny of Camilla's authority. For years, she has worked to establish her role within the royal family, gradually winning over some of the public who viewed her as a divisive figure. However, this incident raised doubts about her ability to command respect, even from her own family members. Critics pointed out that her comments reflected an insecurity in her position, as she seemed to feel the need to assert control in a situation where her authority was already being questioned. The dynamics between Camilla and Catherine have long been a topic of interest and speculation. Many royal watchers have noted the complicated relationship between the two women, especially following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. As the new queen consort, Camilla's rise has been met with mixed reactions, and this incident only added fuel to the fire. Some observers interpreted Catherine's calm and collected response as a sign of her own strength and confidence, suggesting that she was not intimidated by Camilla's attempt to assert authority. Furthermore, the incident highlighted the generational shift within the royal family. Princess Charlotte's poised defiance during the coronation, where she, Camilla's authority, questioned the coronation of King Charles III, was intended to be a grand celebration of the British monarchy, a moment of unity and tradition. However, the event took an unexpected turn when Queen Camilla's authority was called into question, particularly in her interactions with Catherine, the Princess of Wales. This subtle yet significant shift in the royal family's dynamics has raised questions about Camilla's position and the challenges she faces in solidifying her role as queen consort. Camilla's journey to the throne has been a complex one, marked by years of public skepticism and scrutiny. Her relationship with the late Princess Diana cast a long shadow over her public image, and it has taken time for her to earn the respect and acceptance of both the royal family and the British people. The coronation ceremony was seen as a pivotal moment, where Camilla would officially take on the mantle of queen consort, cementing her place within the monarchy. However, the incident during the ceremony, where Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine and directed her to manage Princess Charlotte's behavior, revealed a surprising dynamic. Catherine's composed response and Charlotte's subsequent act of defiance, refusing to acknowledge Camilla, suggested that the queen consort's authority was not universally accepted, even within the royal household. Observers noted that Camilla's tone and body language when addressing Catherine hinted at an assertion of power, a move that appeared to clash with Catherine's position as the future queen consort. This tension-filled exchange, played out in the public eye, raised questions about the balance of power within the royal family and Camilla's ability to command respect from her fellow senior royals. The aftermath of the incident has only amplified these concerns. Camilla's visibly unsettled demeanor during the remainder of the ceremony.
He's been a willing participant in this from day one. I don't think he was had to be convinced, whipped, or anything.
Oh, no,
I think he's been
has.
going along with. I rail against them for their hypocrisy. I rail against them for their lack of self-awareness and all the rest of the things that make them absolutely terrible human beings. But at the end of the day, they are a married couple.
Prince Harry seems to prefer handling certain aspects of his charity work independently, such as his visits to Lesotho, without Meghan accompanying him.
There's no sign of Meghan because I think Harry knows that he does these things best on his own. I mean, there's no point in him taking Meghan to Lesotho, and there's the World Child, although I think she came last time he was here, last year. But I think, I can't remember actually if she was there or not, but he's better on his own. And either Harry or maybe his advisors have said to him, So you need to raise your own profile, and do it by doing what you do best, which is working with children and the disadvantaged. He's always been brilliant at that.
It would be beneficial for Prince Harry to engage more publicly, as he speaks with eloquence, especially when appearing solo.
So I feel that he needs to get out more, because when he does speak, when he's actually giving a talk, he's very eloquent. But from this Lesotho trip, I couldn't quite get what he was trying to do. Maybe he was just trying to raise the profile of the charity. But it's very much better for him to do it without his wife, because otherwise attention's deflected onto her and what she's wearing.
Prince Harry is currently visiting multiple countries while Meghan has been involved in her own engagements, possibly indicating a lack of joint appearances.
What is interesting is that Harry's been, in the last sort of how many weeks, about 3 different countries. He's been to Lesotho, he's been to, I don't know, somewhere else, he's been all over the place, doing his own sort of, I'm still a working royal, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And she's been all over the place doing I've never been a royal, but I actually think I'm queen of the world. But they've not been doing anything together.
Representing his charity, Prince Harry is advocating for global leaders to create platforms that amplify young voices, demonstrating his commitment to meaningful causes.
Now let's talk about Prince Harry, shall we? Because he's made another solo trip, this time to Johannesburg in South Africa.
He's called for world leaders to create a platform for young voices, as the Duke is there to represent his charity centre Bale. It's an HIV charity that he co-founded.
Well, meanwhile, Prince William has revealed that he was not present at the Olympics in Paris, as he feared he might bring home to Catherine.
While she was having
chemotherapy. Yeah.
Let's talk to Editor-in-Chief of Majesty Magazine, Ingrid Stewart. Good to see you, Ingrid. Could we talk about Harry first and foremost, and Lesotho and Centre Bale? I mean, all these things which he's been associated with for a long time, but have been off the radar for a long time. How important is it that he's now getting back involved?
Well, I think Harry's come to the realisation that he must go back to what he does best, which is actually working with kids. He's always been brilliant with children, and he founded Centre, which means forget me not, which is with the Prince of Lesotho, and it was in 2006. So he's been doing this for a long time, and it's really was one of his pet projects. But he hasn't been back for 6 years. But now he's gone back, and he's been welcomed hugely, and he's had meetings with the King and the Queen and travelled with his friend the Prince. And what they're trying to do is get these people of Lesotho into work, the women of Lesotho into work, and also their children who were born with HIV, some of them. This was the main thrust of it in the beginning. And they built schools, they built all kinds of things to sort of help this education of this nation.
His involvement goes beyond raising his profile. Prince Harry's willingness to engage directly and work hands-on is part of his undeniable charm.
It's not about raising profile in the sense, I mean, we do know when he's been in Lesotho in the past, he's prepared to get his hands dirty. He likes to get stuck in. I mean, it's part of the charm of him in all of this. Is there a sense, and I might be speaking out of turn, but is there a sense that Meghan will only do stuff where it is a PR opportunity rather than actual work?
Well, I think we like to think that. I don't know, but it does seem that I think Harry actually knows that he's better doing this on his own. I mean, he sat down for a very well publicised fireside chat with the chairman of the charity and the King and the Queen. But what I still can't understand is what he was trying to say. He sort of said we must do something, but I wasn't quite sure what he was intending to do. So Harry's message is still not very clear. It's still cloaked in sort of California speak.
When I see these things with Prince Harry, I think to myself, this is what you would have been doing as a working royal. I don't get it, really. And he actually seems a lot happier. A lot of people are suggesting that it's because Meghan's not there. Well, what's your take on it?
I agree with that. The fact that Meghan's not there, I think, is a big plus for Harry. And it's really nice to see Harry again back to being the smiley guy that he always was, doing what he does best of all, helping his various charities, promoting those charities, helping to raise money for those charities. And it's just really great to see, instead of the whinging Harry that we've seen over the last few years, mainly with his wife. So it's fantastic. He's now gone to South Africa. Now, I actually don't think he's been in Montecito now for about 2 weeks, because he went to New York, first of all, to do a few things with the Bill Clinton charity. He then did a tattoo parlor, Jimmy Fallon show, then flew to the UK straight away to do the Well Child Award. Big hit there, very big hit there. And then went to Lesotho to visit his charity, Sentabali, the one he started in memory of Diana.
It's been a few years since he's visited, but now he's back in Johannesburg to continue his charity work, raise funds, and speak passionately about his causes.
And I don't think he's been there for 2 or 3 years, maybe a bit longer. And then I think from there is where he's gone to Johannesburg to continue this charity, to help raise funds and speak about a passion of his, which I have to say I agree with, the dangers of the internet for children.
Yeah, Charles, who's got the kids then? Are you suggesting maybe Harry's not seen the kids in 2 weeks? Because as a father, that's a bit of a stretch for, I don't know, normal people, normal parents. Who's got the kids?
Well, I'm not sure whether he's actually jetted back to Montecito. If he has, he's only been there for about two days. I mean, look, Ben, we live in an age where you've got FaceTime and everything else, so it's much easier to see your kids as well. I mean, you know, when I was a working journalist and away for a long time, I didn't see my kids for you know, a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, but all I had with then was the phone. We didn't have this sort of great new technology, FaceTime and all that sort of stuff. But I can't see where he went back to Montecito. He may well have, but I can't see where he did. Now, Meghan's got the children. She's back in Montecito. She's obviously looking after them, as most mothers do in any case. And I think she's carrying on with her work for this stupidly titled American Riviera Orchard, which is all about jams and gardening, and a new Netflix program next year. And all I just hope and keep my fingers crossed is Harry stays away from it.
Now, interestingly, right, his 40th birthday, he went out for a hike with his lads' mates. She weren't there. Also, you look at you're going to fall over and die with tedium.
A little bit. I don't care. I just generally don't care. These two have taken up so much of my time, so much of the country's time, on airwaves and column inches for nothing but their own narcissism.
But what I'm saying is, I think there's something funny going on with them.
No, I don't.
I don't
think there is.
birthday together, starting to do separate things. No, when he was supposed to have a joint appearance, apparently she was off sick. I think they're on the rocks.
There are suggestions that Prince Harry's recent engagements may be part of an effort to rehabilitate his image, possibly signaling a desire to return home.
No, I don't. I genuinely don't believe. I actually think what this is that Prince Harry is trying to rehabilitate his image because he wants to come back home. And
yeah, because they're on the rocks.
No, but not because they're on the rocks, but because he wants to come back home because he realises where the grass was greener.
They're the most oddly suited, oddly unsuited couple. In the immediate term, you can see how they get along because she ghoulishly pretended to be his mum, and he in Oedipal manner thought that was wonderful and then married her. But she's super controlling. Right?
He's been a willing participant in this from day one. I don't think he was had to be convinced, whipped, or anything.
Oh, no,
I think he's been going along with this.
Oh, no, but what I'm
saying
is,
I think he's been waiting for someone like Meghan.
I think he's just a bit of a loser, isn't he?
Oh, God,
no, but I think he has someone to sort of, he's a bit like, oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, can't be bothered, want to go to a party, want to go take ayahuasca in the rainforest, yeah. And she's like, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to make some money, we're going to be the biggest people on planet Earth, you're going to be bigger than your brother, we're going to move to Hollywood, we're going to be so loved. And something like that is really good for a few years until all of a sudden, all those personalities clash. And I swear, I think that they're in trouble. And I think that'd be good news for us.
But then, even if they are, I'm sorry, I don't really root for people's marriages to end.
No, I don't actually.
No, and I hope. Let's not forget there are kids involved in this.
There are,
and they are a family, and they are human beings. And I think people forget that when it comes to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I know, but yeah, you know, this is the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I rail against them for their hypocrisy. I rail against them for the lack of self-awareness and all the rest of the things that make them absolutely terrible human beings. But at the end of the day, they are a married couple.
But you know, when it comes to, say, our monarchy being the head of state in Australia, I kind of want that to continue, if I'm honest. Because it doesn't really mean anything in actuality.
Reports indicate that King Charles has expressed he would not oppose Australia's potential shift to a republic, while affirming his deep affection for the country.
But apparently the King has said he won't stop Australia from axing the British monarchy. He tells Republican campaigners he has a deep love for the country but wouldn't block moves for it to become a republic. He's about to go on tour of Oz. Now, of course, this is what he's supposed to do. If he said, I'm going to wade in and stop this from happening, even though they're supposed to be unpolitical, that would only sort of, you know, stoke
it's the right, it is definitely the right call, it's the right tone, it's the right thing to do. But then we have to look at that. Was it the kind of the first voices, native voices referendum that they've just had in Australia, which was supposed to be the ultra woke thing, and it failed miserably because it would actually give you kind of two. A real duty to society. It was a terrible idea.
But you know, it's interesting. I think that the best way to scare off any sort of overseas Republican is to say, okay, you know, I know it's archaic. It seems a bit fuddy-duddy and odd. And whether you want to carry that through into the, you know, next century of having a monarch who's on the other side of the world who doesn't live there and doesn't really do anything, who's just sort of a ceremonial person who pops up once in a while, I can see why that might seem funny, right? I get that. But who do you want to be your president then? What do you want your constitution to look like then, huh? And what executive powers do you want that president to have? Because once you know, the wonderful thing about having a monarchy, and if you look, actually, this is a prime example, okay? You look in the Middle East, all the countries that have gone like ding-dong crazy, they're the ones who got rid of their monarchies. Now, say what you like about autocratic regimes, but the ones with the sheikhs and the ones with the emirs and the ones with the sultans and stuff are the ones that are normal.
Meghan has faced challenges while pursuing her endeavors, becoming a topic of discussion among various publications and media outlets.
Meghan doing all this, and she's fallen foul of all this. I mean, she's spending her time, if you know that we've had these various warring magazines coming up with the allegations of her bullying again, and this other magazine interviewing former the people who've worked for her at Archwell, saying glowing things about how she sits on the floor and prepares little baskets of goodies for them to take away. So I think she's been involved in all that sort of stuff. But in terms of actually doing, you know, any what you would call old-fashioned royal job, she hasn't been doing any of that, which is great, to be perfect. I don't think we need to see Meghan anymore.